Oh shit, I'm forgot. Damn, my fault. What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Amsterdam Talk Season 3, episode. I'm gonna say 7. Episode 7. Tonight we bring you the host of Sarcasm and Orgasm, Mr. Will D. Fresh. I hold those H's for you. How you doing today, Will?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, man? Appreciate having me. Thank you so much.
I'm all right. So before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, of course, as it says, my podcast is Sarcasm and Orgasms. Yes, that's right. You read it, you heard it right. And no, people, it's not what you think. I'll break it down to you like this. Sarcasm, orgasm is we all got sarcastic moments, but through those moments, we get a euphoric high. So that means we come in our brains and not our loins. So that's how I like to phrase it to people. It's just like we talk, we laugh, we joke, we have fun, but we can also learn from it all at the same time. So that's my podcast. You can find me on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram, don't matter. Sarcasm, orgasms, I'm here. So let's get sarcastic.
We can do that. So we're going to start off with the last thing I just watched with the actual promo I used. You were talking about the little things. I mean, you talked about the little things as far as like a little bit of food, midgets, a little bit of weed,
Little
things that
booties.
like little booties. Yeah. What was the message that you were sending behind that one right there?
Well, I say to you like this. So when the pandemic was happening, we were stuck in. We couldn't do nothing. We couldn't go nowhere. So it's almost like we took the little things like basically just going outside and doing whatever we wanted to and just having fun. So when I made that video, it was like we take little things for granted because we never know when they're going to come back in, when it's going to be their season. And so we can enjoy any and everything. It does not matter. But sometimes we take the little things for granted and we'll be like, oh, damn, I wish I would have stopped. And you know how the phrase is smell the roses? Like
Mhm.
people, they don't do that. They don't stop and pay attention to what's going around them to really appreciate everything in its entirety.
Right, right. And that is true. So, you take, like you just said, the little things was took for granted as far as like just going outside was different during the pandemic. But um, to say what you just said, people more so just look at the big picture. This is the
Hmm.
big thing. The
Yep.
baby steps they seem to don't want to take to remind themselves of how you got to this far. You just forget it, like you said, you got to stop and smell the roses sometimes. And I'm big on telling people, you got to give people their flowers while they're here because you here today, gone tomorrow, and then don't be at the
Definitely.
grave, wishing that you was able to tell them at the time of that. So you get sarcastic, and so you had I have everything up. So let's talk about this man bag situation that you were talking about. You was so what's the I don't carry them, but what's the issue with the man bags?
I think as I think it's a lot of things I want to say. I mean, I can go on for hours. And it's like I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'll just see something and it just doesn't make sense to me. Why is it that you need to have basically a fanny pack around your chest and just say, "Hey, I'm feminine. Like I want to be feminine, but I want to show my masculine off at the same time." That is okay because we as men, we both have masculinity and femininity, but we're the men nowadays are showing more femininity than anything. There are
Right.
some fragrant fruity ass niggas in this world, and it's showing, and it's becoming more of a clout rather than a fashion statement. So everybody's using that as clout, like they having their nice little fanny pack. So what I don't understand is what happened to just having a wallet. What happened to just having pants where everything fits in? Because I grew up, my dad said a man carries nothing but two things: a wallet and his pride. And that's all he needs. He don't need anything else. You don't need to show it off. You don't need to follow a trend or follow a cloud or anything. So man bags, it was like I was in the airport and I saw a plethora of five dudes, one after another. They just had straight man bags. Yes, it was designer, but still it was like, why do you need to have one? What is the point? Like you look really fruity, really fragrant, just really gay. Like out now gay. And if you are, that's fine. But if you say you're a straight heterosexual, but you're promoting femininity, then I think my brother, you need to have a talk with your inner self. I really do.
Well, I think that's part of it. Well, that's majority of it. But you said it's design, and I figure like people feel as though because it's design and it costs a lot of money, they can just wear what the fuck they want to wear and do what they
Hmm.
want to do. But I look at it from this, it's a whole European metrosexual culture that they trying to push over in America. That's what I feel like. But I can care less about a goddamn man bag. But like they just say, isn't that those metrosexual dudes?
No,
So
he, what's it called? He bitch sexuals. That's what it is.
he, he bitch sexuals. Um, so- well, that is most of Gen Z because the America's pushing the gay culture on us. I don't know why in Illinois that you're being taught a class on homosexuality.
Wow.
What's the purpose of that? Why is it in the public school system in Illinois? It you want to teach heterosexuality, but you don't want to teach real African American history or African history or things of that nature. But you want to push this whole homosexual culture on it. And the age I am in growing up, seeing them out in the street, well, seeing the LGBT community in the corner, out in the community, they were more private with their lives. Now everything is fucking flamboyant now.
You just have to be out there and you have to accept it. Everything is thrown at us as you take it or leave it approach, and that's almost not fair because you're not even giving people the choice to accept it. Like let them grow into it, not just not even spoon feed them. Don't just fling it at them and say, "Hey, you're going to accept this, you're going to like it," and if not, then you're going to have a problem with everybody. And I think that's unfair. And just the man bag segment, yeah, it was funny because it's supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to really take a stab at somebody's, sexual orientation. But what it's taking a stab at is you're following a trend that it's really not supposed to be a trend because we remember fanny packs back in the 90s. They had the little ones around your waist. I remember when I was a kid, my dad had one, but he wasn't wearing it around the waist like it was a fucking WWE belt. Like, come on now, like be realistic. Like think about this. People really need to think about the trends they're doing. Is it for a trend or is it for a cause? What purpose is it solving or is it bringing to light? And I think that people are just trying to restart new fashion trends that were going on 30 years ago and bringing it back now because people in the 90s, they're not going to do it anymore. They're just going to be like, oh well, fuck it, whatever, it's over. So
The shit that kills me is the shit be like wrapped around their chest and shit, like it's holding the swords or some shit in their back. Like,
mhm.
what the
Yep.
hell is this for? I'm pretty sure it's not like you said in the 90s. More acceptable in the 90s because we had like Walkmans and CD players and extra CDs and tapes. All
Mhm.
this shit with us now. Everything now is musically is on your phone, and all you need to put is your pods in your ear. You're good. You don't need all that, man. Especially as a man. I mean, like you said, keys, wallet, pride. That's it.
That's
But
it.
in the '90s, you had people doing all types of shit. They had tapes and Walkmans and candy and shit in there. And
Yeah, but also in the 90s they had baggy clothes, so it was you was able to get away with a lot more.
well, yeah, I'm from that era, from the '90s with baggy clothes. I love it. I still feel like that's the way. I don't like my rappers who dressed in drag.
I don't
I
either, bro.
don't. I
I don't
don't
either. Like I don't like them wearing just these tight ass shorts. It makes their nuts look like they're in a hostage situations, and then they got these big ass shoes to match. It's like, like make it make sense.
I
They're
mean,
fucking clowns when it comes down to it. There is. So and it's almost like it is bad because people who still want to try to be into like, oh, I'm a male, I'm a hetero. They try to, you want to be in that hetero space. You're almost pushed over into the femininity side that is not fair. Like I want a little bit of tightness too, but I still want some bag to my pants, and they're just getting smaller and smaller. Before you know, they're gonna start saying, well, men need to start wearing leggings.
some do.
Yeah, some do, and they
And
got Uggs on at the same time.
yeah, you're only acceptable as a man to be wearing leggings if you're playing a sport. That's it. You're playing a sport, or you working out in the gym. I mean, because you got them on under it. But I'm just not walking down the street and seeing nigga in some fucking yoga pants just walking down the street.
I hear you, man. I do.
Cool. But
I do.
to say for that though, what happens is with women seem to like these little hoochie daddy shorts. So men gonna do whatever women fucking say. So I trip off the shit because I'm thinking like my underwear longer than these shits.
Uh huh. Yep.
Like
Yep.
so when I think about my actual boxer briefs and I'm saying I see what these motherfuckers on, I be thinking like, nigga, you got any drawers on under this shit? Because you can't. Your shit is hanging out easily. But I don't. But the funny part about that is though, in the late 80s and 90s when like the guys like John Stockton and them were playing in them shorts, you laughed.
Yeah, we
Like
did.
people in the 80s, people used to go bike riding and running in these biker shorts. The people laughed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a real big trend in the 70s, them little ass shorts, the net fishnet shirts.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So now it's like all this is coming back, but because women want you to wear these little ass shorts. I'm not with all of that. And
Nah, it's almost like sooner or later be like, yeah, babe, we're gonna have matching thongs on the day.
I mean, shit, some niggas do
Yeah.
wear them shits.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna happen. It is.
Yeah, but I've never been a fan of, her my jeans being tighter than hers because when we get ready to get into activity, I'm struggling to get your jeans off, and why should you struggle to get my shit off?
Whew, bro, you just hitting on it. You really are. You really are, and it's just um it's one of those things that you try to be as a man, try to be comfortable as you possibly can. Because I remember I had a guest on, shout out to Bill Sheltima. He is a relationship expert out of Toronto, and we were talking, like I said, the difference the well, not the difference, the vibe that males have femininity and masculinity inside of themselves, and then it's up to you to decide which is going to be more stronger or potent, however you want to phrase it, to where that's what you're going to go with. And it seems now more and more that males are really embracing their femininity, and it's almost like now they're wearing basically women's clothes. So you almost have to feel like, damn, where are all the real strong black brothers at that we all wanted some 20, 30 years ago? And now it's almost like they're being outsourced.
Well, yeah, they're being outsourced because the fact is, I mean, even though me and you sit on this platform as an internet and we talk, but this was just leading today's youth, the internet. Like, I didn't understand over the summer, it's fucking 90 degrees. Why the fuck you got a hoodie on? I didn't
Hmm.
understand this shit. Like, what you got Freon under that bitch? I don't know. But it kind of made sense after I heard the little baby in this verse what DJ Khaled said in the middle of summer, got my hoodie on. I'm like, oh Lord, one of you motherfuckers gonna pass out this bitch. Like, y'all see these rappers with these hoodies on, but y'all not understanding they're shooting a video. They're inside on the green room. It's probably cold as hell in there.
Hmm. Yeah,
But you
probably cold
walking
in the
around the
bitch.
streets of America, 95 some cities like I live, the desert, Vegas, Phoenix, California, certain parts of California where it reaches a maximum of 120 degrees, and you out here with a goddamn Russell hoodie on.
I don't know, bro. I was in Phoenix a couple weeks ago. And it was like 109 degrees all 3 days. Like, it was dry heat. And then when I came back over here to the East Coast, like, I had the flu because my body just couldn't stand it. So there ain't no fucking way I'm putting a hoodie on out in the desert. Ain't happening. It's not.
Right.
It's not.
And it didn't make sense because the outfit was I have a hoodie on, I have shorts on, and like you said, them big ass shoes. And where I grew up at, if I forgot a hoodie on in this type of weather, he's about to get active with something. It's like I don't know what's going on with you, but I guess it's just they trend. I don't know.
Nigga
And
gonna steal something.
yeah, yeah. And then you say, well, Cali does get very cool in the evening. Okay, Miss Holmes, but we're talking about in the middle of the damn day. Like, I mean, it's cool out. Fall and started hitting on the East Coast since last week at night, so I understand.
Hmm.
But no, 80, 90 degrees, no, I'm not having no hoodie on. I mean, it was kind of as bad when I was growing up when we used to wear shorts with the sweatpants under.
What the okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
shorts with the sweatpants under. Like, didn't understand it, still don't, but we did it. If
Wow.
Judas wearing skinny jeans, he's probably wearing bikini
Yeah.
underwear. No, no, they don't have bikini underwear under it, Black Marvel, because the pants are sagging and the belt is. I don't know the purpose of the belt that's holding the belt together around their thigh. I mean, the belt holding their thighs together. Skinny jeans are not. They don't keep them up. I don't understand that neither. I definitely don't understand that. Um, Let me see. I have a bunch of your stuff up, so we did that one. I'm figuring this one must have been about Beyonce when you talked about the Hive.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay, so like I was just said, I was out in Phoenix. So this is a true story. So I did three episodes. But so I was interviewing I went to a sex club or swingers club or a lifestyle club. And that's the name of the place in Phoenix. It's called the Hive, and I got sat and talked with the club owner about people in the lifestyle type of relationship, like an open relationship, non-monogamous, non-conventional, however you want to phrase it. So yes, the Hive was not about Beyonce. It was about people being in open relationships and sleeping with other people. And then I recorded that on a Saturday. That Saturday night I went to their party. Let me tell you, the shit I saw was just unfucking believable. I'm talking about people fucking everywhere, and I mean everywhere. No cap. I'm so serious. Now the thing about it was I couldn't record anything because I signed an NDA. Well, I signed an agreement to where I wouldn't post nothing that was going on, but I'm allowed to talk about it. I was given okay, but I'm telling you, when you think about it, you hear about people in lifestyle club. It was one of those things. Like it was. There was people everywhere, everywhere, every which corner on the floor. They had rooms with beds. They had type of rooms to where they'll put a rope and you can like watch people, or they'll close the door. They had like little cubby holes. That yeah, and so, and y'all can even look this up. So that weekend that I was there, Chris Brown was in town too, and he even stopped by.
Oh shit.
Yes, yes, yes.
So when you first I never been to one of these places, so I'm trying to envision what you're talking about. So when you first went in, is it like a sheet or something, or you like go around the corner or go through a
No,
door?
okay, so I'll put it you like this. So it's in a well lit area, but if you don't know where it's at, you just think it's a regular office type of deal. So when you go in, you go in through the front door, it's like you gotta make sure that you're a member. So how it works is couples, they want couples to play with other couples, and they use the word play instead of sex. They don't say sex specifically, they say we play with each other. So in order to play, you have to be a couple. But straight males like you and I, we cannot go unless we are vetted by another couple or someone that is in the lifestyle.
Okay.
And then they would rather have single women as opposed to single men, because single women bring more allure, more attraction, more company than a single male would. So they do that, and then you become a member, you pay your dues, and then you go, you talk. Most of them don't go there just to play. They have conversations. It's like a regular social club, but in the social atmosphere, you also can play with other
So,
people if they're
so,
interested.
so hold on. People go there to have a conversation. So I'm sitting here having a whole conversation with some titties just sitting in my face.
Yes. Swear up and down. Like there was this one lady, she was just completely start ass, butt ass naked. And she just sat there at the bar just chilling. Just chilling.
So okay, now I got to reference uh Kevin Hart on the fucking the pivot. It's just like when he talked about his man watching
Yeah.
his wife get dog
Uh-huh.
shit
Yep.
fucked out of her.
Yep.
So this shit is like really going on. Like
Yeah.
I'm in there with my girl, and me and my girl want to go do this, and I really got to sit and watch somebody if we choose to participate to play. I got to truly watch somebody fuck my girl.
Yeah, or and then if like if it's a couple, if they're open about it, you can fuck his girl. Like, but y'all have both have to have a mutual understanding. In order to do that life, be in that lifestyle from the couples that I talk with, y'all both have to understand that this is something that you want to do. You can't be insecure walking in there because the moment that you're insecure, people are going to know. They're going to know that this is not for you. You are not ready to ride this ride. And I talked to a lot of couples, a lot of them. Even talked to one. I remember the story they was telling me that he wanted to get into the lifestyle. She was not for it, but the more and more they got into it, she enjoyed it more, and he didn't. And because of her, they almost got divorced. Like really got divorced, and they went through couples therapy and everything. We're talking a straight year, and she almost well, no, she fell in love with the dude who she was messing around with, but she found out that their 30-year marriage uh was much more better than some fling what they had with a dude. Even if you go check out my episode that I did on it, true story, this lady, this couple, a guy a guy got like a full on camera production crew for his wife to get gangbanged by five dudes in their own bedroom.
What type? Hold on. In their own bed, so this motherfucker got to sleep there.
Yep, gotta sleep there. And these white motherfuckers even put it on Blu-ray.
Oh shit! They, they want you to see everything.
Hmm. Yes.
So, all right. So back to the so you go in. So like you said, it's in an open spot. So you pay your dues. What is their memberships like? Like how?
Their memberships is a straight $99 membership that they do for that club. They say clubs are different. It really depends on where it's open. They got different packages, but they just have a straight one package. So you get your membership, you sign up, you get a nice little barcode, you scan it, you go in, you get drinks, you get fucked, and you go home. So
That sounds like an incredible evening.
yeah, it does. I'm telling you, I was watching people get fucked while I'm trying to interview people on different sides of me. So it's like I try my best to compose myself. I even had one lady try to hit on me, but she looked like she was damn near 70. It looked like she was going to die of a flu. So
Damn. So it's just like I was just saying, you walk in like once you get inside, is it like a sheet or something? Or as soon as you walk through the doors, it's like bam, shit just
yeah, as
going.
soon as you walk in the door, it's like how they had it. It was kind of like adjacent. So when you walk in and on the left side and the right side, there are two rooms. They call them the big boy rooms because in that rooms they got two full king size beds. You can have like 12 people in there just straight playing all at one time. Then they got another one that has like one king size mattress. And then you go in, you got bathrooms, locker rooms, and then going a little bit farther, you got the bar, dance floor, and a couple more areas. So it's like a 5,000 square feet place. And the owner himself was telling me that, they're trying to get a bigger place because they have improved their membership each and every month. When they first started a year ago, they only had like some 20 members. Now they're at 200 and they're at full capacity Thursday through Sunday night.
Okay. How did you go about getting this interview? You just randomly called them?
Well, no, what it was, a lady that I've been doing some content with, her name is Gail Lynn Marsh. You can find her on Facebook at Relationship Evolving. We did two episodes, two remote, and I was like, well, I want to do a third in person. She was like, that's fine, we'll come out to Phoenix, we can do it. And then she set it up to where I can interview the club owner that she works at. So I'm like, cool. So I set it up. She set it up, went out, we recorded. He was like, well, if you're interested, you can come be my guest. Tonight is our 1 year anniversary. And that was it. So I was out there for 3 days and it was it was different. It was a very different experience.
Well, I can see that was definitely a difference.
Yeah, so
Um,
if y'all guys are interested in checking out those interviews, hit my YouTube page. It's the Hive Part One, Part Two. I got the third one coming out on Friday that you can see the third and final installment of those interviews I did.
got you. So you did another video 5 months ago. Women should stop wearing these.
Yeah, lashes.
Why do you feel that way? I'm
I
just
feel that
asking.
way.
I have
Nah,
my own opinion as well, but I'm just asking.
I feel that way is because it takes away the beauty of a woman. It takes away the sensual aspect of a woman's face. Like, yes, some lashes look good, others just look completely fucking terrible. And you can tell the Walmart ones from the Sheen ones. I mean, it's like, if you if you know the difference between real and fake, then you gonna know, well, what is wrong with this hoe? Why is she wearing these $15 Walmart lashes when she thinks she's out here killing the game when she ain't? The only thing she is killing is my eyesight from looking at these bitches, and I'm straight trying to talk to her. So I did that because that was just an intro video that I first did when I first started YouTubing. And I was like, well, let me just, screw around and see what I can come up with. But then it was like that's been like my best video since I made, and I'm proud of it because you can just tell at the quality, like it's complete ass, but it's 100% real. It is. And I just think like some women, they do all the superficial things for what? Like get lashes, get weaves, get their initials curved on the side of their head, and fake titties and asses, which is another story, by the way. But I don't like them. I never have. I'm a realist, and I like a woman that I deal with to be real too. So
Yeah, and I totally agree with you like that. Yeah, because on the thumbnail of the video, this chick like shit is like huge. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Looks like fucking window blinds and shit covering her whole eyesight.
I know it's messed up, ain't it?
Somebody put in their broom lashes, those long ass fingernails as well. Uh, but yeah, yeah, just women, and I think that's kind of like the quality is going out, just like because we live in this whole fictional world of Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, OnlyFans, and all of this other stuff that that's driven social media platforms that people see um, these other people and they like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta go do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So like, you want to get, I mean, if you want to get somebody cutting you up, that's fine. That's your personal, that's your prerogative, it's your personal thing, that's what you choose to do. But if you're going to do it, please do not go to Jose's basement over in the Dominican Republic, who has no certifications.
Please don't. And I say this because I am a surgical tech. I work in the OR. I see plastic surgery all day, every day. They call them mommy makeovers, and what that is, you get a breast aug, you get liposuction, and you get sometimes it's a BBL or you get a fat transfer. So I see these women coming in with no shape, and then they walking out with a shape. And even my one video that I have on my Instagram, where this lady, she came in and she already had an ass. I mean, it was lovely. I'm a connoisseur of asses because I like a nice ass on a woman. But she had one that was already perfect. And the fat she got taken out of, she was getting it put into her. And as he was putting it in, it was already jiggling. So you didn't need to do no more, nothing to it. Like absolutely nothing.
Mm.
Nothing.
So, hold on. So you say you work in the surgical tech,
Yeah, I'm a surgical tech. I work in the OR all day, every day.
and they do these
Mhm.
procedures where you work at?
Yep, they do. Yeah, it's called a fat transfer. So you can get fat sucked out of anywhere on your body and basically put it back in your ass.
Mm.
Because they do it all day, every day, and it's becoming more and more. But I'm working with board certified doctors. I'm not working, with Jose and La Fatina over in the Dominican Republic. So
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got to go to like real certified doctors. Like, I want to know your qualifications. Don't just have some shit like this hanging on the board. What's
yeah.
my man, Dr. Love, who had his own hospital facility? Like, we had a couple guests over here. They call them damn, maybe what they call them, the Dubai girls. They just go over there and they get these things. But I don't understand it. I mean, but since you in there every day, I know you have some horror stories and some shit you didn't see.
I got this one story that it still bothers me. Not it's not bothering, but it's just like you wouldn't think it happened. So it's now, well, they're now a man. So it was a girl. She got her breast removed, had a beautiful set of nice C breasts. Okay. I'm not trying to be vulgar, be nasty, but I'm just presenting to you so you can get the feel of it. She had C breasts. She got her breast removed. Then
Mhm.
she took her breast meat and put it in her ass meat.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. No lie. No lie. Yeah,
And
she got her breast removed, like just straight cut off, got put her nipples back in whatever. Then they flipped her over. We did a flip over, and then we did basically a fat transfer. We broke the fat down, put it in a canister, put it in a nice little gun, like a caulking gun, so to speak, and then you took kind of like a spoon. You made a nice little incision on the side, and then you just started caulking in the fat.
you like take the fat and put that shit like you said in the canister. I've started thinking about the shit my grandma used to do when she was cooking, taking the grease off the stove and putting it in the canister. Like, oh no, so you put in the canister, then you put it in a gun like Coke, and they shoot it back in.
Shoot it back in. That
And
way,
she,
because as you're doing it, and then as you're caulking again, you're doing a placement around your butt, so that way you can spread it out evenly, and it's not improperly placed, so you don't have like lumpy, like a lump basketball ass, because you've seen those where it just looks
I've seen,
fucking odd. So
yeah, I've seen those. But so you saying she was having a transformation from a girl to a man.
mm-hmm.
So why
Yep.
did she put it in her ass then?
People do weird and strange things, but I can tell you like this, like I've seen the prices of what they go for, and I understand why people are going overseas, because they want to pay low prices but then have the maximum value. But it doesn't work that way. If you want someone who's going to do it right, it doesn't hurt to pay top dollar for somebody. So that surgery alone was 8,000, and I'll break it down to you like this: the anesthesia alone is already two stacks. The
Right.
surgeon himself, he's five, and then everything else with taxes and fees. So it does work out. But people, they're going overseas and they're not even paying for anesthesia. They're not even paying to be in a safe environment in case like malpractice happens, to where you can sue.
Right.
And not everybody is taking that into account. Like, if you want to go under the gun and be safe, and we know results vary, we get that. But still, do your research first. Make sure you know who you're going to and what they've done, how long they've done it, and so forth.
So now, so I know since you're there every day, I know since it's cosmetic, I know state medical assistance does not pay for this.
No, no, it is a straight pay out of pocket, or if you have the insurance that will cover some of it, they will. But it really depends. There's a lot of people paying straight out of pocket, or even doing payment plans. But I don't know how you gonna do a payment plan and then you come up not paying. Like, are they gonna like repo a titty, take away some ass? Like, what they gonna do?
So like, but like you just said, if I'm going to do something like that, going under knife anesthesia, anything can happen. Definitely, I want to have malpractice just in case some shit happen. You can't get that shit in Julio's basement. You might just be dead on the table.
Nope. Mm-hmm.
But as they say, you pay for what you get. So if you're saying it's the top of the line, $8,000, 8 to 10 stacks for me to get this done. I go over here to Dominican Republic or Dubai, or whatever, and I'm paying two, three. Like I see a lot of these videos, people asses exploding and titties and shit be exploding and shit. Like, does that shit really happen for real? Or they just like
Yeah, it really happens.
CGI videos?
It really happens, and it could not even be what was put in there. It could have not been closed up. It could have not been taken care of properly, because there is an aftercare after everything is done. So if you don't follow procedure, follow the doctor's orders like you're supposed to, like don't sit on your ass for at least a good week. You're told that. Or if you get liposuction, you're told don't do any strenuous activities for at least a good week to 2.5 weeks so it can heal. And then you have to stay on a diet regimen. That's a lot of things people are not considering. Like, in order to keep these results, you got to stay on a strict plan. Like, you're told this pre, mid, well, not mid, but pre and post. You're told everything. Everything is laid out to you. But we have people who just don't pay attention to what the doctor is telling us because we think we know everything. Like we can just Google it and we can Google our symptoms and we're automatically MD. Nah, it don't work like that, ho. It really don't. You gotta like really heed to the warnings that you're being given. I mean, I've seen some people because when I was in Detroit, when I was staying there for a while, I seen some people they would go in and they came back 6 months later because they fucked up because they didn't do what they were supposed to.
I'm trying to see these comments. People are talking about does the fat leak out, like leave
Mhm.
grease stains and seats and shit.
Man, the stories we would be here all night. I could tell you some really bad stories. I've seen people.
I'm listening because I'm actually have a person in California who had the surgery and she's supposed to come on. So I'm like, once you break it down, I want to be like, hold on, this is what I heard. Is this true? You know, from that, but we actually
Yeah,
so
well, I mean, it's just like you're told once you get out of surgery. So it all depends on the surgery. If you're a good doctor and you're doing a BBL or you're doing a fat transfer, it can go anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours at max. That's what I've seen. But I've worked with some reputable doctors who are nationwide, not just locally. So they know what they're doing. But when it comes down to it, it's just you're giving orders like don't do no strenuous activity. Make sure you take care of your bandages. Make sure you clean them properly. We give you everything. It's just we can't do it for you. So if people don't like listen to doctors' orders verbatim, then you're going to have some complications. If you don't change your bandages, I think that's the one thing that people don't do. They don't change their bandages, and that's how they get infections. To where it's a staph infection or it's a skin infection or some type of rash that occurs by not taking care of your area. Like you pay for this surgery, you want your results to be 100% satisfaction guarantee because you pay for this. Ain't nobody tell you to go in the doctor and get your ass chewed up. Nobody did that. You did it. You said I want a bigger ass for the gram. Well, here you are. You gotta take care of that ass. So
oh well, I mean, yeah, you have to take care of it. I mean, like you said, you got to change your bandages. That's fucking nasty. If
mhm.
you're not changing bandages, you got to follow doctor's orders completely uh, before you go on the gram. So I've lost my train of thought with that. I was getting ready. So, like, when they come to do this, because they want to get instant likes, for to be on the gram and become an influencer. Like, how has anyone ever sat in the doctor's office and told y'all it didn't work? That they still are who they are?
No, I don't know because I'm just more on the surgical side. I don't see pre-surgery what's going on. I just see a lady or dude. They come in,
Oh,
they get.
when he
Yeah,
come,
dude. I even see one dude like before I left Michigan because I'm a traveling tech now. So before I left Michigan, my last one I think it was in July. A dude came in, got his ass fat. No questions asked about it. He came in, he went from a 13-year-old pubescent boy to looking like Uncle Clifford.
oh shit. So I mean, that's what I was gonna say. You said a man because I do see stories about they say men going to get these like penis enhancements and shit. Like, but I'm guessing you're not on that side with those doctors.
No, I'm not. I mean, I work in plastic surgery, so majority of the time I'm just seeing breast augs, BBLs, maybe a rhinoplasty, which that means that deals with the nose, making it bigger, smaller, wider, and so forth. Um, mammogram plasties where you get a breast reduction. So I don't see a lot of penis enlargements. So nah,
No,
not those
I
type of
wouldn't say that
surgeries.
you're looking at it. I'm just saying. I just know that they've been saying that's like
Nah,
one.
bro, it's okay. If you want to let us all know that you down for that, it's okay. This is a safe space.
Oh
We're
hell,
not your judge.
hold on. This is Amsterdam talking. I don't get down like that. First and foremost, I don't get down like that at all. I'm all right. So I'm just trying to read the comments. Someone said I'm just going to work out.
Yeah,
Um,
just work out. There's nothing wrong with working out. I believe, You get better results. You grow more of a self esteem by working out because you're putting in the work instead of doing like an episode that I said called Bot Fit. How are you going to go ahead and buy your body and then say, well, I've been in the gym every day getting it? No. You bought it, then you're in the gym just to keep it. So don't try to sell us a bought fit dream when that's not fair. Other people don't have 10 stacks to just go ahead and get, plastic surgery. And then we are all up in the gram saying, oh, look at this ass 2.5 weeks later after we didn't bought it. Oh, look at me. I'm so thick. I'm so thin, but I'm still out here eating a cheeseburger. Like, it don't work like that. You're selling people false dreams, and that's unfair.
Well, that's what the world has come to. False
Hmm.
hopes and dreams. I mean, that's what's going on a lot. You see it. So false hope and dreams. You have another video that I was actually looking at. You were talking about the male oppression.
Hmm. Yeah, I was with a author by the name of Chris McClendon. Don't quote me.
No, I say
Um,
Chris Michaels.
yeah, Christmas Michaels. Okay, it was mixed something. It was one of those white names. Uh, so we talked about male oppression, about how males, they're extremely more than now and ever being oppressed by not just women, by society. So it's a collection of both. And we just sat down. We talked about his book that he read. He read. He self published, and then how he just wanted to get the word out there about males are more underimpressed than women will ever be, because us as males, we are more and more so being lacking in the hierarchy of society, that we're not as once dominant as we used to be, because now with femininity on the rise, male masculinity is decreasing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say because I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, just how you said, it's like the masculinity is actually falling out because you don't have the strong leaders no around anymore. And even if you didn't, I know back in the day, if you didn't have like your father in life, you had an uncle or a cousin or somebody on the block that kind of put a hand in and raised you. Now it's just like if dad ain't around, it's just strictly mom and grandma.
Hmm.
And then also you have young boys growing up in an LGBT house, two women, mom and dad, two women, or mommy and mommy, or you have dad and dad. So it's a different outlook on today.
Yeah, I'm kind of different because I grew up with just my dad. My dad raised my brother and I by himself, majority of my life. I mean, I had my stepmother, but it was just my dad. So I have a different outlook when it comes to how men are being raised nowadays, because my dad taught me to, stand on your own 2 feet, don't depend on anybody, do for you before you do for anybody else. Because the moment that you can have a solid foundation under your feet, nobody can break that. And when no one does that, you're able to walk on even ground. Is like, the more you are built within, you can build on the outside. So I don't like how things are when it comes to males and it comes to their own masculinity, because I was raised by a strong black man. Like, my dad did everything he was supposed to. There was never a time I went for without, but there was also a time that he was so hard on my brother and I that I'm I see why he raised me the way he did, because this shit that's going on now, my dad would lose his fucking mind. Absolutely. He would not stand for it. He always taught me, he was like, no matter what you do, never leave the house without a belt on. And I always have a belt on. Always. No matter what. Because it's like, why are you wearing pants without a belt and they're almost all the way off your ass? So it's little things, little lessons that he taught me that has instilled with me in today.
Gotcha. I mean, well, yeah, you probably would. He would flip his switch right now because the damn jeans so tight. You don't need a belt.
But they still wear belts anyway.
But they're designer belts that they putting on just to show you that they have a designer belt in these little pants. I told my sons the same. Wear a damn belt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if you buy the belt, like that makes no sense. How you gonna buy something and don't even use it?
So you got this other video right here, and I'm figuring it's about wings, dry or wet.
Oh, that was that was just a little short I made. And I forget what was it about. I've made so many, but not so many really. It's just I like to do just stupid thought provoking things. Like I just like to be sarcastic when it comes to me. Everything that I say is not meant to be taken serious. It's just more of to be thought provoking in a way to where it could be funny, but then it also can be serious. Well, not serious. It can also be invigorating to it pushes the envelope. It does. And not a lot of people are doing that, especially in a podcasting space. Everybody is being so redundant. Like how many podcasts we gonna have where we talk about trending topics in celebrity news? Like celebrities ain't got shit to do with me. Why I need to be talking about it? Like really, why? How many sports do you need to have? How many how many sip and spill podcasts you need to have, which is nothing wrong with them, but be unique, be different, be you, be something that people remember. And my name alone, it's something to remember because it could be a mouthful, but it's thought provoking, like sarcasm, orgasm. What is that? So I just try to make things that it's it'll get you thinking like what the hell is that, why is it named the way it is. So that was just like a little short that I made when I was about to go out and hit the bar with a couple friends. So
I got you. Yeah, well, Ava, you know we don't do Well, we did the one show, but that's it. I don't do celebrity news over here. Could care less about it. Over here on
hmm
that talk, we try to do things, have those tough conversations that we don't have in the black community. Like we talked about people dating with AIDS, people dating with herpes,
watched
people
that.
loving what was it? What happened last week? Dude got stabbed in the heart, but he wound up marrying her anyway. That was crazy. Uh, but shit like that, things that people won't talk about over here, that's what we do.
hmm
Say like, all right, I feel like somebody's always going through something, so why not talk about domestic violence? But we flipped it, male domestic violence, because we know there's a lot of niggas getting beat on, but
Yep,
they just
there is.
don't afraid to say it. So like things of that nature, like why women cheat, stuff like that, to flip it around, because it's like, um, you don't want to have the norm. And I get what you're saying. Like we could easily go domestic violence. Like I have a bunch of women on here talking about domestic violence, they can be like, oh, that's just normal. But when you have a panel full of men talking about, yeah, yo, she used to beat on me, like it kind of makes you think, like, damn, this shit really is going on. A lot of, I mean, as brothers, I mean, as homeboys, we joke about it, like you scared of your woman, but not actually knowing some of you dudes really getting fucked up behind the scenes by her.
Yeah, and you got a lot of women out here that are more masculine than the actual dudes that they with. And that's how they be getting their ass beat because they can't take a stand. But the moment you take a stand, it's like, oh, you gonna beat on a woman now? No, I'm not beating on a woman. I'm just standing up for myself. I don't want to keep getting hit over and over again. And then they ask me, well, why did you hit it back? Well, because I didn't want to have a DV case. So you gotta think about it.
Yeah, man, shit, you get the phone, send our ass down to the bookings, down to central bookings for the night. Let us sleep on that cold ass bench.
Yeah, Twitter. Not that I've
like,
ever been there.
like, you never put your hands on me again. I put you down this goddamn bookings. You know, so I get it because when she first sent it, when Ava first sent it to me, it was like sarcasm. I thought you was the BDSM people. I'm like, okay, the BDSM people coming back. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But
Nah, bro.
yeah, I know. But you've been through BDSM with this hive thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did. And just that opened my eyes. Is like it's almost like they're out here. You just don't know it. And if you do know it, you have to know somebody to get into that lifestyle. Like them people, they are 100% comfortable. 100%. And they all wasn't just white people. There were black people there too that made it seem like, wow, this is really a thing. But if you gonna be down with that culture, that lifestyle, you and your girl both, whoever it is who's ever listening or watching, y'all have to have 100, and I mean 100% complete honesty with each other. Because if he's dicking someone and someone's dicking you, y'all gotta be fine with that. There is no, oh well, just for today and I'll be okay with it. Nah. If y'all gonna open up, y'all need to completely open up to that.
Well, I had guests on here that do that style, but they don't go into clubs. They basically just bring the motherfucker home. They
Yeah.
like, I'll go out and we'll see somebody, and he'll say, I can't remember verbatim what she said. She said, he'll come to me and say, I want her, and she'll be like, all right, okay, cool. But the
Hmm.
only thing they do is they said they run it past each other. They run it past each other to see like, is it okay? And they go from there, and he'll just bring her home, or she'll bring him home. But then she once said that her husband just popped up one time and just bought the motherfucker in the house. Like, yeah, I want you to do this today.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you for me, I'm not into that lifestyle, but you gotta be a strong motherfucker to sit there and watch somebody do that to your wife, your
Uh-huh.
girlfriend.
You do. You really do. And I mean, I'm not the type for that. I don't think I ever will be. But what I am is I don't want to share you with anybody else. So you have to be the type of, motherfucker you said, just if you want to be able to share your wife or your dude with somebody else, because that's what you're doing. You're really sharing. And then you don't know what you're bringing in, because we all know when you sleep with somebody, that's soul ties. Like you're giving a piece of yourself to somebody else. And you don't know it until it's last minute. And when that happens, whew, oh my god, shit goes haywire. You don't know what type of spirits people got attached to themselves. So before you out there, dicking around and giving up to everybody, you need to remember they could be giving you evil that you just don't need. And that's not even no voodoo shit. That's just some real shit.
I mean, like, yeah, that's true. And when I think about that, I think about Vampire in Brooklyn. I told you, ass is good.
She flip flop on me. Flip flop. I bring her a burger of chicken. Next thing you know, she's a wolf. She flip flop.
Right, So as we said, ass is good. And evil is good. You get yourself a piece of evil ass. Oh man. But it's about that time. Brother for real, it's about that time for Amsterdam. Damn, what the hell am I getting ready to say? I be damn. I'm sorry, I can't even think of this part of the segment of the show is right here. We tell stories of horrible dating stories, and you get to break it down once it's over with. I think this story like 2 minutes long or something. It happened down here in Washington, DC. You can run this week's I'll be damned, brother, for real. Take it through it. Good evening, and welcome to another edition of I Be Damn. We hear dating horror stories all the time. So this comes from down in the district, Washington, D.C. again. So he says, Yo, Rod, what up, Mo? Okay. So I met this girl online because I put up a post looking for a female promoter. He doesn't say what club. I invited her to come to the club one night so that she could check out the event. When I arrived at the club, she was already intoxicated with one of her girlfriends, and then she proceeded to follow me around. We danced a few times, and at the end of the night, she became so belligerent that she started to curse me out and some of my friends, and even pushed one of the girls in my section. After the debacle, her and her friend left in the taxi, and that's the first and last time I saw this chick. 3 weeks went by, and I got a missed call from the belligerent chick. I texted her back to see what was up, but she called back immediately. So I answered to see what the hell she wanted. And this conversation went like this: Her, are you around anybody? No. Why? I have to tell you something. Why? What's up? I'm pregnant. Me, I inserted the laughter in. What are you talking about? I got pregnant. Why are you telling me for? I'm sure we didn't do nothing at the party. Nah, we ain't do shit. We didn't even kiss. No, we might have danced one a few times, but that's it. Anyways, I'm walking inside my office. I'll call you later. I hang up with her. How is this girl gonna accuse me of getting her pregnant when I never hit and she already had a man and a kid? Sincerely, not the father. I'll be damned. See you next week. Like I say every week, you can't make this shit up. Like, she called him 3 weeks later. Now she says she was pregnant. Like, how do you handle that situation?
I wouldn't even fucking answer. I would just go straight block. Like, you text me with that, I just look at it and I just block you. I would. Like, I would pretend like I'm sending three dots if you got an iPhone, but then it would just block city all day. Like,
Yeah, it's like you came for a job. You came for a job, and then you were drunk, and then you called me 3 weeks later saying I'm pregnant, like knowing I didn't touch you. Fucking weird to me, as always.
oh wow.
That's one of that's like not one of our outrageous story. I mean, I think one of my favorite outrageous story is dude took the girl home and he had like blood and shit all on his sheets and on his pillowcases, like hair in the sink, like this motherfucker was in there chopping bodies up or some shit. So that's one of my favorites. Like I'm like, how can you take somebody home with blood on the match, blood on the bed sheets?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So always though. But thank you, Will Fresh, for coming through. You know, it's always a pleasure. You're always welcome back if you'd like to come back again. But I'm definitely going to subscribe to Sarcasm and Orgasms. I'll follow you on Instagram as well, which other people should because he has some real good content. I really have to sit down and I definitely like the one I guess you did with your brother, my brother's keeper.
Yeah, and I'll tell the short story. So because of him, sarcasm orgasm is here. Because I was in Nashville last Christmas. He was like, "You should start a podcast." I'm like, "I don't want to hear that shit," and I did. So because of him, I've been going strong. And without him, I would not be here. I wouldn't. So yeah, it's because of him I'm here. So if you guys are interested, check me out. Go follow me. Well, not follow me. Go look up my podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever. Sarcasm orgasms. I mean, I try to have like some good content. It's good listening. It's no more than 15-20 minutes. So I'm not sitting on there for an hour ranting and raving like some of these other people are. So I get straight to the point, give you an intro, give you the premise, middle, punchline. It's a good joke all the way through. So I think everybody like it. If y'all want to be a guest, you want to look me up, see what's going on with me. I'm always on Instagram. Hit me up, sarcasm underscore, well, two underscores, orgasm, and I'm always there. So then go check me out on YouTube too, sarcasm orgasm. So you know how we do it. Let's get sarcastic.
I got you. So your brother lives down in Nashville.
No, my brother is actually in Winston.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah.
just was watching something on you, not YouTube, on fucking Twitter the other day. I went to Nashville over the summer because I'm a huge wrestling fan. So I went down to see SummerSlam, and they was just showing this video of somebody. They was fighting on the little main strip. I forget what the name of the main strip is, but I noticed that fucking hot dog cart that was out there that charged me fucking $10 for a fucking hot dog. I didn't give a fuck about the fight because I commented on my man. He was like, "Damn, they out there getting it." I said, "Fuck that! That $10 I paid at that hot dog cart." That's Nashville, like, is really crazy to me because it's like all they food spots close like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I say it like this. I was there 3 months for work. Nashville is not for niggas. It's not. You want niggas, you go to Memphis, but make sure you get to Memphis before 5:30 because after that they robbing and killing niggas left and right. So, but yeah, you go to Nashville. They got a couple good spots like the African American Music Museum, which is really dope. But other than that, it's just straight white folks there. So I
You
didn't
got
like it.
Hattie Mae's chicken.
Yeah, no, 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 no. It was not good. No, but you want real food, you go to Memphis. That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Well, I think that, like I said, the time I was there, it was for wrestling, but it was like a lot of fucking wedding parties going on and shit. It was like a lot of wedding parties going on. And one of the guys that I met, he was like, "Yo, this is like the white people." He was like, "How it is to black people, Atlanta is." He said, "This is the white people's Atlanta right here."
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. And it was still during COVID, so fuckers were walking around there with no goddamn mask, just all open willy nilly. They didn't give two fucks, and it was like, oh my god. And I didn't even like, I stayed in my hotel room the whole 3 months. Like I went out, but not during the night because you don't know what people be doing. They crazy down there, especially white people. Ain't happening. So I went to Nashville. Like I said, Nashville is not for niggas. They ain't. You want nigga experience, you go to Memphis.
You gotta take that 2.5 hour
Yeah.
drive.
No, it's not 2.5. It's like an hour, hour 20, hour 30. So it's not a bad drive. It's just you got to get there early, hit the spots, and then get out because Memphis is dangerous at night. It is. I almost got my car stolen. So
Hold up, was you in it?
no, I was going to it and I
Oh,
was coming. I went to that same spot that young Dolph got shot down because I wanted to try them cookies. Man, them cookies are fucking delicious. I swear.
okay.
I would snatch a bitch weaves off to get some of them cookies. Then oh my god, just tasteful. But yeah, a dude tried to rob me for because I drive a Grand Jeep Cherokee. So he tried to rob me for it. I'm like, nah, bro, because I have a CPL from Detroit. So I was packing. I was ready to shoot a nigga for my shit. You ain't taking it. And then he just backed off because he tried to rob me with a rusty ass fish knife. They don't care. Like a rusty ass fish knife. And he followed me too. He was like, nephew, just give me the car. Just give me the car. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just trying to get back. Just give me the car, nephew. Like he was talking to me while he's walking me, while he was holding the knife to my face. Like, the fuck? Get out of here. Then I opened up my car door. I pulled my little gun out. I'm like, please, man, don't do this. I just want to go home. Then he backed off.
Yeah, with a fish knife.
With a fish knife. But he was trying to be cornered, but like I said, he kept calling me nephew like I knew him. Like, nigga, I don't know you. What the fuck?
Oh, but that's crazy. You trying to rob me, but like your nephew. Yo, I got tears getting ready to come out my eyes.
And I'll phrase to you because remember in the movie, shit, I forget what it was. What what Terrence Howard did. Hustle and Flow. Yeah,
Hustle and
remember
flow.
the little crackhead? He was like, hey DJ, fuck with me. He give him the little thing. He looked just like that nigga, but he wasn't that nigga. He just looked like him. He really did. Instead of saying, fuck with me, DJ, he was like, hey nephew, just give me the car. Just give me the
Was it other people out there?
Yes, it was in broad daylight.
So I got it. When I go to Memphis, 5:30, go home.
Yeah.
Before 5:30, go home.
4 5 there. Yep. Yep.
Oh my God. You know, I've died over here laughing off that shit because I want to go to Memphis because I want to get some barbecue. So
Hmm.
I guess I just had to hang on Bill Street, stay down there. Well, I guess it's safe.
Basically, stay away from dudes that look like they gonna call you nephew.
Yo, you're better than me because when I saw the fish knife, I just bust out laughing. Yo, I would have just gave you a couple of dollars. Like, yo, you ain't got to do this with no knife. They go $5, man. Go about your business. But
Yep.
that's that's crazy. Nigga just called you nephew. Like, nephew, just give me the car.
I almost wanted to give him the cookies, but like this is the reason why I came here.
I mean, but you being from Detroit, you understand how shit goes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah, we
And
had
I
a guy
understand
from
it's
Detroit.
hard. It's hard. And you still want to give those people a couple dollars here and there, but not every time. Not every time. And there's not much you can do because you almost in a bind yourself. Like I'm working, just like you can work, but I'm not giving you up my cookies or my car. You take your nephew having ass somewhere else. Just don't fuck with me.
We had who? We had Izzy Dre on from Detroit. Uh, he came on and talked to us a little bit, talked about growing up in Detroit, how he's from the West Side. If you're from the West Side, don't go over the East Side because shit
True.
ain't sweet.
Mm-hmm.
The Murder Mac, the Murder
Yep.
McDonald's, like you
Yep.
know,
That's on Joy in Southfield.
yeah. Yeah, Joyous. Yeah, he was telling me that shit because I told him I said I want to go out there and take a picture in front of. She said you better go out there early in the fucking morning.
You do. And the fucked up thing about it, like they got that BP gas station, they got the McDonald's, and then not even 2 seconds, they got a fucking KFC right there. So I don't understand why you go to put even more enticing shit. They got gonna have the murder mac and the murder chicken all at the same point. Like, what sense does that make? It's like I'm telling you, anybody who ever goes there is Joy in Southfield. You'll understand whether you're coming up, going north, you'll get off on Joy, make a left, you'll see that McDonald's right there. You can't miss it. And then as you're driving, because there's a fire station on the opposite side of it. So if anybody gets killed, the ambulance can just straight come right across the street. No problem.
Somebody said, "What's up with that side in Belle Isle?"
Oh, you mean Belle Isle?
Yeah, Belle Isle. It is.
Well, Bella's got a little bit different because since the city took it over, no, the state took it over. It's now a state park. So back in the day, it used to be called Nigga Owl because that's where all the niggas would go on Saturday and a Sunday. Um, Belle Isle is it's downtown, so it's right off Jefferson. It's considered downtown Detroit, but when what side it is, it means like Woodward. Woodward is like that meeting point that separates East Detroit and West Detroit. So once you cross Woodward, you'll know. You'll it's night and day. Like you know the difference. Like it's so dark over there, like it gets dark, dark. We're talking like Bernie Mac dark, precious purple dark. That's how dark it gets. Like niggas shot out the actual street lights and then they still threw shoes up there. Like it makes no sense. Like
uh,
absolutely no sense.
yeah, that shit sounds fucking crazy. But yeah, like you just said, damn Kentucky Fried Murder in Detroit. Like, yeah, Black Marvel, you can get shot or high cholesterol, either or.
Hmm.
You're going down the way. But yo, thank you for coming through. You're always welcome back because we done ran over time. But I'm just still laughing about this fucking fish knife shit. And listen, you gonna have to. Did you tell that story?
Nah.
You have to do a short on that. You,
All right. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll
you
do it.
have to do it because that shit is
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's gonna be tall. Bill. It's gonna be titled "Bill Street Really Talk" that night.
With a fucking fish knife to your face. Come on, nephew. uh, oh shit, man. Next week we'll see you next week, 8 o'clock, same time with the poets. Yeah, with some we have an open mic next week. I won't be really doing talking. People just be showcasing their skills with poetry, singing, rapping. Basically, we having an Apollo next week. That's what we having. So try to support other black people. Just say, come on and do what you do out here. If you know
Mhm.
anybody that's do spoken word or rap, send them our way. They can come on next week. They got their whole hour next week. Do what they want to do.
Well, appreciate you having me on, bro. Everybody, make sure you go follow me everywhere. Sarcasm, orgasm. Rod, please come be a guest on mine. Let's chop it up a little bit. Just talk. So,
Oh shit! All you gotta do is hit me. That's it. Now I'll come through.
all
I'll
right,
definitely
definitely, man.
come through. Make sure you check out Sarcasm and Orgasms on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. You on
Instagram.
Facebook too?
Yeah, yeah, I'm on Facebook too. Yep.
Yep. All handles. You see them popping up on the screen. Let's get on out of here. We'll see you next week, 8 o'clock.